Hi, today we will learn about some additional topics in the concrete. We already went through the making of concrete and the various type of concrete test on concrete. So in this lecture, we will see first the difference between the cement mortar and cement concrete. So this is a picture showing the cement mortar. The cement mortar is the combination of cement, sand and water. So the difference between concrete and mortar is that the mortar doesn't have any coarse aggregate or metal. So a mortar is a mixture of any binding material. It could be lime also, but we are commonly using the cement as a binding material, and it is mixed with the fine aggregate and the water. These are used mainly to bind the materials such as bricks and stones. So in wall masonry, these are employed for joining the bricks together, and for stone masonry, the same reason. The cement mortar becomes hard on setting and it results in a rigid aggregate structure. The various properties of good sand that is to be used in mortar are: the sand should be chemically inert. In the mortar or even in concrete, the sand should not react with the cement. It is just as a filling material. So it should not react chemically with the components of the concrete or even mortar. It should be free from the organic and vegetable matters which will affect the behavior of the cement mortar. It should be free from salt. It should have some sharp and angular structure to make effective bonding. Should be well graded. That means there should be some sizes ranging so that it is best fit, or it will best fit in the volume wise. Should be hard. How to make a mortar? There's a procedure or there's a step to follow in the preparation of cement mortar. First, we have to measure the sand and cement by volume. It's not by weight, and then spread the sand over a watertight platform. So first we are putting the sand, and then we are mixing, we are adding the cement to the sand and we are mixing it together. Once we dry mix the cement and sand, we are pouring the water, and that makes the cement mortar. The cement mortar are designated by various grades such as mm 1.5, 3, 5, 7.5. These are based on the strength of cement mortar cube. So the mm 1.5 will be having lower strength, 7.5 will be having higher strength. So you can see from the mortar mix ratio, for getting higher strength, the cement content should be higher, because say some for mm 1.5 we are using 1 is to 7. That means for one quantity of cement we are using only 7 quantity of sand. So to increase the strength for m 7.5 we are using 1 part of cement to 4 part of sand. So when you see the compressive strength, you can see the grading is based on the minimum compressive strength. So 1.5 should have minimum 1.5 strength and maximum 2. It should exceed 2. And for 7.5, it should have 7.5 strength on 28 day of testing. These cement mortar are used for various purposes, and for various purposes different design mix are required. So for very heavy work such as RCC work and for dam proofing, we are using higher cement mortar, or like the mortar having higher strength and more cement content. So for masonry works, we are using 1:6, 1 cement to 6 sand. For plastering on the brick masonry and stone masonry, we will go for 1:3. And towards the heavy works such as RCC, it is 1:1, 1 cement for 1 sand quantity. I already explained the uses of mortar. It is used to join the bricks in brick masonry and stones in stone masonry. It can be used for plastering the wall so that it will be impervious to the water, and it gives a neat finishing to the brick masonry. And for pointing the masonry joints, that means between the bricks, some space will be there. We are putting the mortar there so that there will be pointing is done. And it is also used for making some alternative to the bricks. Some mortar bricks we are using as a filler material for ferro cement work. Ferro cement work is mainly the combination of cement, sand, and water. There is no concrete is used, and it is also used to fill the joints and cracks in the wall, and as a filler material in the stone masonry. When you come to the concrete, I'm explaining only the topics which I haven't taken in the class. I covered the major portions, some additional topics in concrete. So you all know how to make a concrete. The concrete is basically the cement mortar plus an extra additive is the coarse aggregate or the metal. So when you mix the concrete, when compared to the previous cement mortar, you will add the sand, you will add the cement, you will dry mix it, then you will add the metal, then again you will mix, then you will make a small hole, and then you will pour the water to that, and you have a thorough mix. Like the cement mortar, you are having some grades for concrete also, designated as M5, M7.5, where the M stands for mix. And like the cement mortar, also when the value is rising, it is having more compressive strength. That means M35 is the mixed design. That is the ratio of cement to sand to the coarse aggregate, and that mix or the cube made from that mix should have a minimum of 35 Newton per mm square strength at the 28th day. So for heavy concrete works or the buildings or the structure taking very heavy loads, we have to go for the higher mix ratio. And till M25, if you are using the same type of cement, sand, and the coarse aggregate, the proportion is fixed. For M30 and M35, the code insists to go for a design mix, design it manually, and to test the cube. And then, if the cube is behaving as per the design, or it is showing the minimum strength, then you can take it for the design and the execution. The concrete can be classified mainly into three. One is plain cement concrete. Next one is reinforced cement concrete. And the third one is pre-stressed cement concrete. So from the word, it is very familiar, like from the title itself is familiar that the plain cement concrete is a concrete which don't have steel, or it is just a mix of sand, cement, coarse aggregate or metal, and water. Reinforced cement concrete has got the steel or any reinforcing fiber, because the plain cement concrete is very weak in tension, even though it is strong in compression. So when the tension is happening for the structure, the concrete has to reinforce. Pre-stressed cement concrete is also a new technology where we are stressing the cement concrete before applying the load. So once you load the structure will be initially in compression, and it will have the lesser tensile stresses. So definition, the cement concrete is where there is no reinforcement provided is called plain cement concrete or mass cement concrete. But they are very weak in taking tensile stresses. So it can be used only for some flooring works and all because the structure or concrete should not have any tensile stresses. As it is resting on soil, there won't be much stresses happening to the concrete. Reinforced cement concrete, I already told, we are reinforcing the concrete so that it can take the tensile stresses. Normally, we will do it using the rebar ranging from 6 mm dia to 32 mm dia. And these are commonly used for slab, beam, column, foundation, where both compressive stresses and the tensile stresses are happening due to the bending of the structure. There are some properties or requirements for RCC. That means the RCC or reinforced cement concrete is expected to take the tensile, compressive, bending, and shear force due to the because we are providing steel. We are reinforcing it with steel. It should not show excessive deflection on serviceability. So, but like when we load the beam should not deflect too much. To avoid that or to lessen that, we are providing the required steel bar. And we should provide some proper cover to reinforcement. Cover is mainly the distance between the perimeter or the external surface of concrete to the steel periphery. It should also be good fire resistant and should be durable. So the usage or we can use the RCC for various purposes because we are reinforcing it with steel and now its capacity got increased. You can use for footings, columns, beams and lintels and for making the water tank, dam, beam and for big structures like bridges, retaining walls, underwater structures, precasting, this for paving roads, airports, so and so. So this is the figure showing the reinforcing bars for a slab. The plain concrete already told regarding this. This is the way of mixing. Initially the sand is poured, then to that the cement is added. It is mixed, dry mixed, and then we will add the metal. Again we will dry mix these three components. We'll make a hole and then we will pour the water to it and we will mix because once we are adding the water, it will get set. If we are unable to go for the hand mix or for mass concreting, we can go for the mixer machine. And now the technology has advanced towards the ready mix concrete. That means this concrete is like a moving van. Like it could for remote areas and for small works and all, we can mix the concrete in this vehicle itself and can be transported to the required places. For the huge constructions, and the compaction is required so that the concrete is well set and there is no voids inside the concrete. The vibrating machine is used for compacting the concrete so that there is no honeycomb or the voids happening inside the concrete structure.